Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. It's Monday, and here's an interesting poem by a former poet laureate of the United States, Billy Collins. It's called The Lanyard. I don't know if you've ever did something like this in summer camp. I certainly did, both the box stits and the triangle, but here's how it goes. The other day I was ricocheting slowly off the blue walls of this room, moving as if underwater from a typewriter to piano, from bookshelf to an envelope lying on the floor, when I found myself in the L section of the dictionary, where my eyes fell upon the word lanyard. No cookie nibbled by a French novelist could send one into the past more suddenly, a past where I sat at a workbench at a camp by a deep Adirondack lake, learning how to braid long, thin plastic strips into a lanyard, a gift from my mother. I had never seen anyone use a lanyard or wear one, if that's what you did with them, but that did not keep me from crossing strand over strand again and again until I had made a boxy red and white lanyard for my mother. She gave me life and milk from her breasts, and I gave her a lanyard. She nursed me in many a sick room, lifted spoons of medicine to my lips, laid cold-faced cloths on my forehead, and then led me out into the airy light and taught me to walk and swim, and I in turn presented her with a lanyard. Here are thousands of meals, she said, and here's your clothing and a good education, and here's your lanyard, I replied, which I made with a little help from a counselor. Here is a breathing body and a beating heart, strong legs, bones and teeth, and two clear eyes to read the world, she whispered. And here, I said, is the lanyard I made at camp. And here I wish to say to her now is a smaller gift, not the worn truth that you can never repay your mother, but the rueful admission that when she took the two-toned lanyard from my hand, I was as sure as a boy could be that this useless and worthless thing I wove out of boredom would be enough to make us even. So I hope we all have a sweet spot to remember all the things our mother did for us. Even the Buddha says there's nothing you can do to repay your parents, maybe except turn them on to the Dharma. All right, so the journaling question for today is, how do you dominate others and how do you let others dominate you? It's a third chakra power question. Reflect on that. Let me know what you think. Now remember, even when you're listening, you might take a stable posture, just like in yoga. No reason to be slouching here, because the idea in yoga is you find a stable and agreeable posture and reduce your effort to a minimum. Then you'll learn how to avoid innervation. Running around so much that you don't know how to regenerate yourself, and your energy is just kind of slipping out all over the place. So stable posture will regulate this process until you get to the point where the effort to attain anything disappears, and there are no movements in your posture. You're just still like a Buddha. Now, everything I'm sharing with you has to do with the body as the temple. The body is the spirit for the living God. And so many people treat the body poorly. It's as if you've forgotten you have a partnership with it. So bless your own body, whatever the form is, because it has a spirit all of its own, a spirit that's natural to it. Pay attention to it, respect it, listen to it. Now, circumstances may not propel you with tremendous zeal into yoga at the beginning. And remember, yoga is the metaphor for me, so you might have another subject that the same thing I'm talking about appears in your effort to deal with that. So remember, in yoga, it's not just practicing a few poses that gives you a grip on its art. What's the use of reading books if you don't understand yourself? And even if at the beginning it's a half-hearted effort, an immature effort, an effort where you don't spend a lot of time, even if the practice doesn't seem to revolutionize your life yet, and even if the benefits of the practice don't fructify for years, keep at it. Remember the acronym PUSH? That doesn't mean aggressively go beyond what's comfortable or right. It means persist until something happens. And if you do, something will happen. So, as for the affirmation part of yourself and how your own mind sets you up for success or failure, The leading edge of understanding affirmation is what I call the path of least resistance. That's where everything you consider good flows easily into your experience once you learn this simple trick, or simple hack as we say now. Dissolve your patterns of resistance, embrace your patterns of allowance. It's that simple. And if you do, I hope that you will discover that life is supremely worth having, especially if you put spirit first. And since you cannot know anything or experience anything except your state of mind, then through persistent effort and intelligence, you will cause yourself to demonstrate what you really believe. So you want to find peace of mind? Get right with yourself. That's the kind of harmony that will be substantial in your life. Or if I could say it in a one-liner, as your thoughts are, so will your life be. Have a great day.